Beloved congregation, we come this morning to a sad chapter in the life of Jacob and his family. It's sad because of all the terrible things that happen here, but also because of the fact that once again, as we saw in a previous chapter, we find a lot of human activity, but no mention of or calling on the Lord. I don't know if you noticed, but this whole chapter doesn't mention the name of God. The narrator doesn't mention him, and the people that are acting in it don't mention or call out to him. The name and apparent active involvement of the Lord God is completely absent in this chapter, and so it seems upon first glance that God has nothing to do with these terrible events. And yet remember, as we pointed out last week, notice the verse just before this chapter. Jacob builds an altar and calls it, "The God of Israel is God." And in the verse immediately following this chapter, we read, "And God said." There's God immediately before and after these events, like two bookends, which themselves are not the books, but have everything to do with holding those books up on that shelf. So God, He's there, He's present, He's watching. Yes, God has, in a sense, everything to do with what happens between these two verses, the last of chapter 33 and the first verse of 35. He's not the instigator, but He does allow these things, and He will even use them in Jacob's life to teach him yet more. The Lord also does not always circumvent the consequences of foolish actions.